what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Many of you have now heard the term stepped-up basis, and it possibly being eliminated, which is very concerning. I encourage you to schedule your free 15-minute consultation with attorney Harlan Mitchell to find out what you can do to protect yourself and your family. Schedule your appointment with attorney Harlan Mitchell by calling 256-216-9884 or by going to BamaEstatePlanning.com. Do it today. Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
He's got a cold, nothing to worry about.
Just need a couple of stitches.
Your COVID rapid test is negative.
Oh boy, X-ray shows it's broken.
Trust Trinity Medical Care when you need urgent care or routine medical care. Walk-ins are welcome, or let Trinity help you virtually with telemedicine. Visit trinity-medicalcare.com for more information and follow them on Facebook. Trinity Medical Care, where your care comes first. Located on Governor's Drive and South Parkway.
Experience the difference at Athens Bible School. The vision and purpose is to provide each student a quality education in a Christ-centered environment to develop the whole person spiritually, mentally, physically, and socially in safe and supportive surroundings. The solid biblical foundation permeates learning and culture in the classrooms and every extracurricular activity.
You know, my mother used to say a long time ago, whenever there would be any real catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers, just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
Hey everybody, this is Daryl Worley, and you're listening to The Mark White Show. Hey, step up and make a difference like he does.
Hey y'all, this is Jeff Foxworthy, and you can make a huge difference in somebody's life. You just may not have figured out how yet, and that's why you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, this is Maggie Peterson. I played Charlene Darling on The Andy Griffith Show, and you are listening to The Mark White Show.
Hi, folks. This is Ricky Skaggs, and you're listening to The Mark White Show.
Hello, I'm Gene Stallings, and this is The Mark White Show. Get off the sideline and get involved and make a difference in your community.
You are listening to The Mark White Show. My daddy is your host, Mark White.
Do something good today.
Welcome to another edition of The Mark White Show. I am your host, Mark White. Right now, I have Krysta Wallrauch on the line with me, and she is part of Junga the Dancing Yeti series with Stephen Tako, who you heard just a few weeks ago, and also my friend Kyla Carter, who is now going to be part of the team as Heidi and her brother Camden as well. Welcome to The Mark White Show, Krysta.
Thank you so much for having me, Mark.
You are a voiceover actress, and you have done some amazing work. I noticed the other day that you had a trophy in your hand, and I know that those things matter. Those things show that you are doing something that you're meant to be doing, and I know that you have a lot going on in your work as a voiceover actress.
I certainly do these days. I'm pretty much busy all the time, so between that and homeschooling, my plate is always full.
Well, I'm glad that you could be with us today, and we can talk a little bit about your work as a voiceover actress, and namely your work as Grandma Yeti on Junga the Dancing Yeti, which is quite intriguing as we cover the subject of bullying. Want to have a message of anti-bullying across the country and the world to treat each other with respect and kindness.
I totally agree. It's one of those, I was very just honored and just thrilled to really meet Stephen and start this. It's like a family now. And so meeting Kyla and her brother Camden, it's really been just an honor and a lot of fun, and welcoming them into the family, it's wonderful. And having been a victim of bullying, you know, my heart really gravitates to Stephen's vision for this. So I believe that God appointed me for voice acting. I did not choose it. I did a whole lot of things, including, you know, working for doctors and surgeons, and I was in the business field. And when I had a son with autism, we began to homeschool. I started doing odd jobs here and there, cleaning at night so that I could school him and then my daughter. And my husband started to look into voice acting. I had no idea he was researching it. And we did meet in theater. So I have a theater background and a singing background. But I just didn't know it was a thing. And so I was trying to support him. And lo and behold, my demo got out there because I did that because, you know, just to support him. He wanted me to do that. But I started making money. And when that happened, he said, you know what? I want to support you in this. And he found me some coaches, and the rest is history. I just started coaching, and it just kind of took off.
What a story. And that is a message for people who are listening right now who may be thinking that they're not on the right path. Of course, you were trying to make a difference in your son's life, being there for him and being a support for him and your family. And then with Grandma Yeti, that was a wonderful opportunity for you.
I remember the moment that Stephen sent me the picture of Grandma Yeti, not knowing who he wanted her to be. And when I saw the picture of her, it was destiny. I'm like, that is who I am. I know exactly what her voice is. And you know, of course, he felt the same way. So it was absolutely fantastic, and it's been ever since.
I thought it was interesting, too, to see the comparison between Kyla and Heidi. It matched up really well with the appearance of a real human being compared to an artist rendering of Heidi.
Isn't that incredible? I thought the exact same thing. Exactly. Yeah, it was amazing. Definitely destiny.
When Stephen came on the program and we were able to talk about Junga the Dancing Yeti, I felt it was very important that the message of anti-bullying be out there through the Mark White Show, because I was a person who was subjected to bullying as well when I was in school and even out of school. I would say even as a law enforcement officer, there are experiences that we have in life that lead us to where we are. And I would say that being mistreated by others has led me to this concept of the Mark White Show, to recognize difference makers and to share their stories, to encourage and inspire us all. And you never know, Krysta, the person I may be interviewing or talking to is a person who has struggled, but they worked through that struggle and they found something that they could make a difference. And I'm more than happy to be able to give them a voice at that point in their life.
I totally agree. And it's one of the reasons why I really admire what you're doing. I've listened to some of how you've talked about what you've been through. And I mean, it makes a difference, because a lot of people that are bullied, they can get lost in depression and hopelessness and feeling like, I want to die. And I don't want that for any living being. God created and on this earth for a purpose, which is good. So I'm really thankful for your show and all that you bring to it, and the people that come on there and share their heart. It's an encouragement. It's like a soothing balm to people, and we need more of it in the world.
Well, and I hope that the subjects I cover are reaching people and allowing them to find their purpose in organizations, foundations, individuals, families, groups, people who step out there, who put themselves out there for people to show their vulnerability, their weaknesses. I'm a person who has always wanted, because of the bullying, because of the emotions I felt, I was a person who always wanted to put myself in the best light and not have people see my vulnerabilities. But yet, when you have depression and you have those things going on in your life, it's okay to let people know that you struggle, yet you're finding ways to counter that with real opportunities to make a difference.
Exactly. Because once you heal, you want others to heal. Almost like we're these lay counselors that once we have been set free, we're not under that bondage anymore. We want to help other people to get out of it too, and to also be that encouragement to them. And, so I agree with that.
Absolutely, because we think about freedom a lot. We talk about freedom in this country, in the United States especially, but sometimes we're not free from ourselves. We talk about freedom in a generic sense as opposed to our individual freedom and allowing ourselves freedom.
Yep. And isn't it good to know that there are safe people out there that, regardless of how you're feeling, because feelings are real, even if the circumstances surrounding it, they can be kind of not the same thing as what we're feeling, but there are people who are gentle and they have empathy and compassion, and they can help that person along. And I just, that's so powerful to me. That means more to me than most anything these days, especially with so many people suffering.
Absolutely. And it's so good to remember that when we do have successes, when things happen to us in a positive way, that we don't forget where we came from and what led us to that point, because forgetting can cause us to not be a help to people and to reach out, so to speak, and lift them up because we've forgotten that we were in the same position at one time.
Exactly. It's like not investing. It's like you find money, but you don't do anything with it. You just hide it away. You're like, wow, that's a fortune. And then you don't do anything with it.
Yes.
Like you don't want to do that because you want to return for it because it makes more.
Right now, we're talking to Krysta Wallrauch. We're going to take a quick break. I hope you'll stick with us. You're listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White.
A little wink, a pat on the back, a big old hug, a little laugh. We can make a difference. All we have to do is try. Yeah, every day's a chance to change somebody else's life. Let's all do something good today.
The best way to buy, sell, and experience land is with Jonathan Berryhill. For your farm, ranch, recreational, hunting, timber, and acreage needs, contact National Land Realty Professional Jonathan Berryhill at 256-874-7354 or email at jberryhill@nationalland.com. Be sure to follow Jonathan Berryhill with National Land Realty on Facebook. This is your land. Thompson Roofing and Construction is a locally owned family business serving the North Alabama and Southern Tennessee area. They are a Better Business Bureau A+ member since 2011 and a GAF Master Elite Contractor. Give them a call at 256-952-3309 or check them out on the web at 256roofing.com. They offer free inspections.
Thompson Roofing and Construction.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. Losing a loved one is hard, but losing a loved one and not having an estate plan is even harder. Attorney Harlan Mitchell witnessed what not having an estate plan can do to families and decided to use his experience to do something about it. I encourage you to go to BamaEstatePlanning.com or give Harlan Mitchell a call at 256-216-9884. Again, that website is BamaEstatePlanning.com. Let Harlan Mitchell help you with estate planning. Do it for those you love, and do it today. Boutique Air in Muscle Shoals, Alabama offers direct flights to Atlanta, Nashville, and Pensacola. Boutique Air service runs twice daily, 7 days a week, with fares starting at $59. Follow Boutique Air Muscle Shoals on Facebook at Boutique Air MSL and book your flight through boutiqueair.com. Boutique Air,
where you can fly private for the cost of commercial.
He's got a cold, nothing to worry about.
Just need a couple of stitches.
Your COVID rapid test is negative.
Oh boy, X-ray shows it's broken.
Trust Trinity Medical Care when you need urgent care or routine medical care. Walk-ins are welcome, or let Trinity help you virtually with telemedicine. Visit trinity-medicalcare.com for more information and follow them on Facebook. Trinity Medical Care, where your care comes first. Located on Governor's Drive and South Parkway.
Hey everybody, this is Paul Overstreet, and you are listening to The Mark White Show. Stay tuned because Mark is doing some things on his show that's helping his community and uplifting people, so you stay with him.
He drives into the city, works extra hard all day, finishes up early so he can get away. Kid on second base.
And we're back. You're listening to The Mark White Show, and I'm your host, Mark White. We have been talking with Krysta Wallrauch. She is a voiceover actress, and she is also the voice of Grandma Yeti on Junga the Dancing Yeti by Stephen Tako. Krysta won a special award, and I wanted her to be able to talk about that. Krysta, tell us about that special award that you won.
It's called a SOVAS. It stands for the Society of Voice Arts. So Rudy and Joan started the Society of Voice Arts, and basically it is kind of like the Academy Award or the Globes or whatever for voice arts, for the voice actors. The same year that I won an award, Mark Hamill was awarded with an Icon Award. So it's a prestigious thing. I look at it more in a way of saying I have matured. I didn't want to admit that I wasn't a newbie voice actor anymore. Mm-hmm. I wanted to hold on to that safety of I'm new, but I'm not new. And I do understand more about the industry and what I do and my craft. And that award is that certification for me saying, yes, I am vetted and established and a professional. And so I did it afraid. I'm one of those people that I'm afraid of doing certain things, of stepping out. So even submitting for that, I did it afraid, not thinking I would win. I just told myself, I don't want to be afraid. So I'm going to submit. And that's what I did. And then when I was nominated for a couple of spots, then I was scared again. And I was like, uh-oh, I just, I wasn't thinking this was going to go anywhere. And so I was nominated. And I was like, okay, that's okay. I don't have to win. And when they called one of my friends' names before mine, and I was in the country, like taking a sabbatical. And so it was horrible Wi-Fi. But a friend of mine won, and I said, oh, okay, well, there's that category. And I said, but I did fine. And then I heard them say there was another winner. My sister-in-law looked at me and said, I know it's you. And they said my name. And she's squealing, and I'm just in shock, like, what just happened? So it's one of those nice moments where it's very sobering. And it just actually, I was thankful. I mean, my whole life, I'm going to digress a little bit from the award to just say my whole reason for diving into voice acting was to create a platform for my son with autism. Because I felt like, you know what? I hadn't finished my degree. I hadn't done all these things. And here I was working towards helping him get to that next place and pushing through the fear. And that's what started me on this whole journey. So every time I do something, I think of him, and I'm, from riding a bike to getting on a plane and going cross country, which I did as a voice actor, which I'd never done before. And when I did it, I was able to say to him, do it afraid. And he'd ask me, were you afraid? Yes, I was. Do it anyway.
Amazing. I had Amy Sparks on the program. She's a teacher of 30 years. She had a son with autism. His name was Jared. He passed away in an accident, but it led Amy to start a school called the School of Hope in Fayetteville, North Carolina for young people with autism. And she did it all in honor of her son, Jared. I can see a comparison between what you're saying about your own son and what Amy's doing now in honor of her son, Jared.
See, that's beautiful. Like, I love that. Makes my heart hurt. But at the same time, it's like he inspired her just like my son inspires me. And I'm so thankful for people like her, because it's hard to raise children in and of itself. When you have a child with a disability, it adds a layer to it. And it's like you got to roll up your sleeves, and you're both fighting this battle, but from different sides. And you both learn from one another. So I'm proud of your friend, and I honor people like that.
We continue to move forward and press forward in honor of people that we love and care about. And, of course, you are right now on the Mary Faye Headrick Good Deed segment, which was named for my grandmother who passed away on March 29th, 2018. And she raised me, and so I named this segment in honor of her. We can all do that for people that we love and care about, whether they're living or not. I think if people are living, the main thing, Krysta, is to let them know that we love them and we care about them, and that we want to honor them for their contribution to our life.
Indeed. I totally agree with that.
After they're gone, it's too late.
I know, right?
If they're gone, you can't tell them. You can certainly take some actions that show what they meant to you, but you can't verbally say that. So I feel like being able to say that, and then when they're gone, be able to carry on their legacy is really a great combination to know I showed them I loved them, I cared about them, and now I'm carrying on their legacy today.
That's right. And it's an honor to them. It really is, and it shows how much they meant to you and what the seeds they planted in your life. I just think that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful, because I know when I die, I don't want people to post a bunch of pictures of me with them to say they knew me. I'd rather that my life showed something that made a difference in theirs, that makes them want to do better. That would mean a lot to me.
I had no idea what direction this conversation would go, Krysta. I don't have notes in front of me. I don't have pre-planned questions, but I enjoy the direction that this conversation has gone, because it really does reveal a lot about ourselves and what we're trying to do here in our life to make a difference. And I know that someone listening right now, it's having an impact on them, and their wheels are turning. They're thinking about, what can I do? And there are plenty of things that a person can do, especially when they focus on other people.
And I'll tell you a secret. As a kid, I wanted to be famous. Somewhere along the lines, as I grew up, I realized I was an introvert, and I really had a hard time being around people and on stage. So doing voice acting allowed me to use my skills without having to be in front of people all the time, because I am a private person. And I love the people that aren't seen, that people have no idea how they're impacting the world for good, because they're not trying to be seen. They're just trying to use their heart in good ways that's outward focused, like not on them, but on other people. And that's really all I ever wanted. I was like, well, that's what I want.
It takes time to figure that out, though, sometimes, Krysta. I played football. I was a kicker in high school. My dream was to play for the University of Alabama, and I walked on as a kicker as part of my dream and my vision of going on to the NFL and being a place kicker. I also could sing pretty good, and so I thought that I was one day going to be this famous singer and all these different things that Mark White had in his head, and I never once thought about what I'm doing now with the Mark White Show to recognize people in the way that I do and to find myself talking to people day in and day out about the various efforts that they're involved in to try to make a difference. But I tell you, I love this more than any field goal or extra point I ever kicked or any song I ever sang.
Oh, I can imagine. It's giving life to others. It's giving life. And it's encouraging and it's impactful. That has to have a wonderful return on your heart and your spirit, because I know my greatest joy is in helping other people. It helps me somehow too. So I'm honored by you, and I'm thankful for what you're doing. And I love seeing when you honor people even that have gone on, and when you send out the prayer requests and all those things. So thank you.
Well, thank you, Krysta. And I do want people, if you want to, you can share how people can connect, how they can find some of your work or connect with you on Instagram will be fine if you'd like to do that.
Okay, that's great. The best way to get in touch with my work is at my website. It is KrystaWallrauch.com, and then I'm going to spell it for you because it's a good one. KrystaWallrauch.com.
Well, you keep up the good work, Krysta. I appreciate you as well. And thank you for joining me here on the Mark White Show today during the Mary Faye Headrick Good Deed segment.
Thank you again for having me. God bless you.
God bless you. Krysta Wallrauch, everybody, joining us here on the Mark White Show today. You know, here on the Mark White Show, we are recognizing difference makers in our communities and sharing their stories to encourage and inspire us all to make a difference. And I hope that this show has made a difference in your life today. You can follow the Mark White Show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, as well as subscribe to the podcast on Apple iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, Blueberry, and on YouTube. And this is Mark White, encouraging you to find your purpose by making a difference in someone's life today.
Hearts and gentle people who shout a friendly hi when they go passing by, who live and love in my hometown. These are my kind of people.
Hi, everybody. This is DJ Thomas. You know, raindrops may be falling on your head, but on Kyla's Corner, she's living life sunny side up.
Nothing seems to fit.
You are my sunshine, my only.
This is Kyla Carter of Kyla's Corner. You can hear my segment every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time and 11 a.m. Eastern Time on The Mark White Show. Remember to tune in every Saturday and always live life sunny side up.
Please don't take my sunshine away.
Hey everyone! I just wanted to pass along this really important message because it's important to me and everybody around me. Did you know that 22.6 million Americans have battled COVID-19? Now, a huge surge in COVID cases has risen up in the US, but if you have recovered from COVID-19, you may have powerful antibodies in your blood plasma. Like, what? That's absolutely insane. One COVID plasma donation could help save 4 COVID patients. So, if you want to be a hero, which I know you do, just go to a donation bank for blood or give some of your plasma if you have recovered from COVID. Anything helps. Love you.
Is it time for a haircut? Go see my friends Philip Butler and B.H. Parker at Southwind Barbershop, located at 1637 Lee Street in Rogersville, Alabama. Give them a call at 256-247-5658. That's 256-247-5658.
If you like hickory smoked ribs that fall apart at the slightest pull, or barbecue shoulders that are so slow smoked each tender bite melts in your mouth, then you are going to love Baby Jack's Barbecue. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett and Arlington. Try the barbecue chicken, beef brisket sandwich, barbecue potato, it is huge, or the Baby Jack Trio, pork, turkey, or beef brisket sliders. You like wet ribs? They like dry ribs. Get one slab that has them both. Catering? Baby Jack's can feed a family or an army. Drive in, drive through, order online, or come in and set them in. Baby Jack's Barbecue in Bartlett at Highway 70 in Appling, or in Arlington at Highway 70 just a block west of 385.
Hello, my name is Christian Martinez. I'm a rising senior at Athens Bible School. My school is great because of the wonderful environment in which students can grow and flourish. We have great academics that include the University Preparatory Diploma and dual enrollment courses that lead to an associate's degree before high school graduation. All my teachers and the school's employees are Christians who are devoted to the welfare of students. We have an excellent student body, competitive sports program, and study the Bible first thing every day. It's a great place. Please consider joining us at ABS next year, or give that special child in your life the great opportunity I have.
Mr. Cecil Batchelor is the one that started this business as Dependable Service Center. And even though now it's Green's Dependable Hardware and we're a True Value store, our tagline is still Your Dependable Service Center. We've tried to keep that alive for all these years. Mr. Batchelor really started a good business. We're really excited to be carrying on a long-standing tradition. It's the oldest retail store in the city of Russellville. We're Green's Dependable Hardware, 15220A Highway 43 in Russellville, Alabama. We're right behind McDonald's or right across the street from the hospital. Number is 256-331-0123.
Your Dependable Service Center.
Oh, won't you hear me, people, when I say, well, let's all do something good today.